Hi guys, I'm Steph. Thank you so much for checking out my channel today. I am so excited to be talking about a project that I started back in October. This really isn't something I talk a lot about on my channel because it is a very slow moving project, but this is my perfume sample project. When I first started this project, I think I had like 37 samples of perfume, and I have definitely worked through a lot of them since my first update. So I'm going to share with you the fragrances that I have worked through. I'm going to tell you the notes. I have it like pulled up on my computer because there's no way I can remember all this, and I'm really terrible at describing scents. And I'll let you know like what were my favorites, what would I consider repurchasing, that type of thing, and kind of where my numbers are at the end of this video. So if you're interested in that, then make sure you stay tuned. Side note, does anybody have trouble when they wear like a ponytail looking like you don't have hair? Because whenever I pull my hair back, like you can't see it. But then I'm like, am I supposed to walk around like this so you can see that I actually do have hair? Should I wear it higher so it's like a really, I don't know. These are like the things I struggle with, which are really not that important. But anyways, on to the perfumes I've finished up. The first two I'm going to talk about might look familiar if you watched my makeup that I finished in 2018. I'll link that down below in case you're interested, because I did finish a few of these samples up before the end of 2018, but between my first update and this update. So there's a few repeats, but I didn't really talk too much about them, so I'm going to use this opportunity to talk about them. So the first one up is the Mon Guerlain fragrance. I have two of them that I finished up in 2018, and I also have another one that I have finished up in 2019. So in total, I've used 3 of these. And to give you a little background about this lovely scent, the fragrance family is warm and spicy, and the key notes are jasmine, lavender, and vanilla. I love this scent. I think it's like fairly new, like it came out 2017, I believe, and the first time I smelled it, I absolutely fell in love with it, so much so that I don't even like buy fragrances, and this was one I really wanted, and I ended up getting it last year as a gift, which was really exciting, but I haven't even used it yet because I've been working on my samples. But I really do enjoy this fragrance. I just think it is so beautiful and elegant. But I have to say, in these samples, these are the samples I go through the fastest. Like, they do not give you much product in here, so I'm glad that I got a few. It definitely gives you a taste of the fragrance. You can wear it for a few days, but I have some that last me like 2 weeks, and these probably last like 5 days. But all in all, a beautiful fragrance, and I've now finished up 3. Another fragrance that is a favorite that I finished in 2018 was the Dior Hypnotic Poison. I didn't actually get a sample of it. I got it at Sephora. I'm sure you can see it says Sephora there. So the great thing about Sephora is if you have a fragrance you love and you really want to try and there's not a sample available, they will make you a sample. So it's a really great way to test out any fragrance. This one, I already knew it was something I loved, but I didn't have the full size of it yet, so I really wanted it. I love this fragrance. I think it's so beautiful. The notes in it are bitter almond, caraway spice, sambac jasmine, cinnamon, tuberose, vanilla, musk, moses, jacaranda wood. Okay, I don't even know what half those things are, but I really love the smell of it. Is like deep and sexy, and it is just beautiful. And these ones, they come with a little cap, so if you're going traveling, this is like a perfect little thing to pick yourself up before you go. Anyways, I love that I could test out. It is something I own a full size of now. Beautiful fragrance. The next fragrance I finished up has actually been discontinued like a number of years ago, so it kind of shows you how old these samples were, and that is the Lancome Miracle So Magic. The notes in this are dog rose, narcissus, cloverleaf, and vanilla. Don't know what those things are. Anyways, I actually finished up a full size of this in 2018, and this fragrance, I mean, it doesn't exist anymore. I do think it's really nice, but it is just something that reminds me of when I was younger, because I initially bought this fragrance, not the sample, but the fragrance that I just finished up last year, when I was like in middle school. So it's something I've had for a really long time. It just reminds me more of my youth. Not that it's necessarily a young scent, but it's nothing I would go to purchase now just because I personally think of it as a younger scent, but I was happy that I had one little sample more of it. And the last sample I finished up in 2018 was actually for men, and this is the Clinique Happy for Men. The notes on this are kaffir lime, calamansi fruit, mandarin green notes, cedar, Mediterranean cypress, Goya wood? I don't know. I need to make these bigger. I'm clearly like having a hard time seeing. Anyways, they describe this as a crisp, clean, and cool scent. For this one, I don't know if it's just because I had it for a really long time, because I didn't love the scent of it. I found it kind of just tasted, I did not taste it, smelled alcoholic. Like it probably had gone off. It was for men. It just wasn't my favorite. I'm not really super into like citrusy scents, so I'm not surprised that this wasn't something I loved, but I'm happy that I finished it off. Now for the products that I've worked on in 2019, like I said, I have another one of the Mon Guerlain fragrance. The next one is Daisy by Marc Jacobs, and this is just such a fresh floral scent. The key notes are strawberry, violet leaves, and jasmine. It is so beautiful. I really do enjoy this. It's not my favorite scent, but I think it's so beautiful for like the spring, summertime. Even though I was wearing it in the winter, like it worked, but it's something I would kind of reserve more for that time of the year. I do have like a deluxe size of this that I picked up when I was traveling and got like a set of Marc Jacobs fragrances. So I do have more of this, which I'm happy about, but after testing this, I'm not sure it is something I would go out of my way to repurchase, but it is something I have and I will gladly use. This next sample I did not love at all, and it lasted so long. It's not always the case. Something you don't like lasts longest, and something you love you just like fly right through. But I apply whatever one I'm working on, I apply it every single day. So it's not like I like it less, so I'm applying less of it. No, this just lasted forever. Anyways, it's the Elizabeth and James Nirvana Rose, and the notes in this are Rose de May, Geranium, and Vetiver. I have no idea what that is. Anyways, I just like didn't love this. It says it embodies the heart of a dark rose, and it's supposed to be like a sultry, refined scent with intrigue. Like I don't know. Maybe it was like just too heavy for me. I didn't love it. Maybe it was like too dark. I don't know what it was. Like it didn't vibe with me. I don't love the fragrance of it. I clearly used it up, but I would not go out of my way to repurchase it. And the Nirvana Rose one isn't even like a common perfume I could find when I was looking online. I know the Nirvana line is popular, but they have a bunch of different scents, and it just seems like the rose one not so much, so I'm thinking I might not be the only one who feels this way. The next fragrance I used up was a Juicy perfume, and it was the first Juicy fragrance I ever used, and I always kind of thought of Juicy Couture as like young, and in a way it is. This was the Viva La Juicy, the rosé scent, and the way they describe it on their website is effervescent fragrance pops with fizzy citrus perfection. It sparkles in a dew of jasmine and honey like pink blossoms for a dreamy scent that is kissed by the glow of sensual amber. It is definitely sweet. I do think it is quite young, but not like young like, I mean, do children wear fragrances? I liked it. I was surprised how much I liked it. It is definitely very sweet, but I think it just puts you like, it's one of those fragrances that kind of puts you in a positive mood just because like it is so sweet. Like it just, I don't know, I found it was like actually very uplifting. And I do have another Juicy fragrance sample, I believe, so I'm excited to test that out, but before, Juicy was kind of something I just wrote off, and now I'm kind of like, I get why people talk about it. It was definitely an enjoyable scent. The last two I'm going to mention were probably the standouts for me in this round, and the first one is Versace Eros. I love this fragrance so much. Like, I'm like considering buying a full size. I loved it so much. So I went up to look on the notes of it today because I didn't really know much about it. The notes are mint oil, Italian lemon, green apple, tonka bean, geranium flower, vanilla, vetiver, moss, and cedar wood. It is considered passionate, sexy, and strong, and I love it. And it's a men's cologne. Had no idea. I love it so much. And I was like, having my boyfriend smell this, I was like, I love this fragrance. Can I buy it for you so you can wear it? Because, I don't know, honestly, when I was wearing it, I never felt like it was masculine. I feel like it could be a very unisex scent. I thoroughly enjoyed wearing it, but maybe that's because I was like kind of attracted to it. But I love the scent of it, and despite knowing that it's a man's cologne, I really do think like I could see myself at the very least getting another sample, but like potentially getting like a deluxe size for myself because it's so enjoyable. I love it. I highly suggest finding it and taking a whiff. It is a beautiful fragrance. And the last fragrance I just finished up was Miss Dior, and oh, this is such a beautiful scent. It is so beautiful. It's light but fresh. The notes, in my opinion, the notes are bergamot, grass rose, and rosewood. It's considered a warm floral fragrance is how you would say that. And I just think it is so beautiful. It's something I really, really enjoyed, and I was like, oh, I really want to pick this up. And then I was like, don't I have a Miss Dior fragrance? And I just looked in the back of my drawer, and I do. So that is super exciting because I love this scent, and now I have a full size of it. It's something that I bought in Disney, and my mom just really wanted to get me a fragrance so I could get like an etching engraved on it, and I didn't really care too much about fragrances. This was like a few years ago, and I was like, whatever you want, I don't care, this smells alright. I was like very, thanks mom, that's not something I really want, and now I'm like so happy I have it. I'm like, thanks mom, I love it. So I'll have to let her know that that ended up working out quite well. And yeah, this is just such a beautiful fragrance. I really, really enjoy it. So in this update, I finished up 11 samples, which is so exciting. I only have 9 left in my collection. I'm currently working on one, which I'm not loving, but I'll tell you more about that in the next update. Overall in this project, I have finished up 16 samples, so only having 9 left, I'm really doing well in this project. I know there aren't a lot of updates, and I'm pretty sure like fragrances aren't necessarily the most interesting thing to people, but I'm so happy that this project has me working through these samples and that I'm discovering some fragrances that I can't wait to go out and try some more of, and discovering I actually own the full sizes, and I'm really happy about that. So all in all, for me, this project has been such a success. I'm someone who used to let my samples just sit there, like the Lancome one, which was discontinued a number of years ago. So I had my samples originally split up into 3 sections. Ones that were like from high school, like 5 years plus old, ones that were like from 5 to 1 years old, and ones that were I had gotten within the last year. And I am now done with everything that is more than a year old. So that is really exciting. I used to collect fragrances like a lot, so I'm really happy that I've been able to actually work through them and enjoy them, and that I'm now working through things I have received recently, and hopefully soon I will be down to 0 perfume samples and I can start working on the rest of my collection. But I'm so happy to be using them, and it's also just motivated me to actually use all my, I keep looking over here, my sample box is over here, is keeping me motivated to actually use other samples I have, whether that be hair or skincare. So all in all, it's just very exciting, and I'm enjoying this project for the motivation it has given me and the lovely fragrances it has allowed me to discover. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, and I would love to know what your favorite fragrance is. Do you have a signature fragrance, or do you kind of just like play around with them? Because I feel like I like the idea of kind of playing around with them. Anyways, that's all for now. Thanks. Bye.